Hi guys, welcome back to The Consequence of Love.
Studio Tour. Woo! The kind of quick reason that we got a new studio was because the very first room that we started doing the podcast in was like a small 10 by 10 room. Mm-hmm. So like, if you can imagine like a queen size bed and then like maybe a dresser, that's how big. So it wasn't small, but it wasn't big enough.
Yes.
For like a studio, for like doing a podcast.
What we wanted or needed to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in that space, you'll see we got some B-roll like of our desk and our computers and our monitors. And I was working either from home or doing schoolwork from my computer. So like I needed an office space. And then when we wanted to game, that's where we gamed at. And that's also where the podcast was born in.
Yes.
And as you'll see, that we had just a tiny little corner that we were like sitting in front of, and it worked, but it was
too hot. It was too cluttered.
Yeah.
We just wanted, I guess, a more adult area and more like
professional.
Yes, professional.
Yeah. So like, you want to explain setting up for them, like how difficult that was?
It was just hard because like we had to remember where we put the lights so they looked exactly the same last time. But it was hard because after a while, it's like we needed room for something else in the room.
Yeah. Or like you open, in order to get into the office, you open the door, but the light was right there. So you had to like open it halfway, tiptoe to the side, close the door, and then walk around the light and then watch out for the camera.
And then if we're lucky, our child didn't move it because they were playing in a room earlier that day or whatever it may be. Or my clumsy ass was like, oh, I dropped it. Like,
and then like she was saying with the setup too, like it was difficult to like, do you want to try and not have shadows so that we look as good as possible? And, having to set up every time kind of differently and then like do a test shot and like, are we looking okay today?
It was a little bit thrown together. Obviously, like we have an extra room in our home, but at the time we were just helping out family, so it was fine. It was just we didn't realize how hot it would get in that little tiny room. It's not even tiny.
With the stuff that we had in there, it was definitely really small, and that was just another thing too. Is like we were uncomfortable on top of that. So like we did upgrade our chairs. We have really nice chairs now, but even then, it's just like you're just tight, and you're like, I need space, like to breathe and then just whatever, know? And so we were fortunate enough that we have a bigger room in the house that was now vacant.
Yes.
And gave us a real opportunity to try and be a little bit more professional. And obviously, as you see, we still have some of the same set pieces. We had different, like a set kind of design in mind. But as we were putting it together, it kind of just didn't really flow the way we wanted it to.
Yeah. Or like a little bit more like, not difficult, but... Yeah, I guess I would say it flowed.
Yeah, it just didn't
right.
Didn't flow right. And we had bought like these plants like months ago, like thinking, oh, this is going to look great in our set. Like we want it to feel bigger and not like in such a tight shot that we had before. And again, not even just that, just how comfortable it is now. And then also when we're thinking, if we have guests, where are they going to sit?
Yeah.
We can't put
them in that little tiny room.
Yeah, like we literally, we were the only two chairs in there. So we were in the corner, and then the lights and the camera took up the rest of the floor space other than our desk. So we had like no room for anything. So we were like, hey, when we move into the new room, we're going to make sure we have a spot for our guests. We have a spot for us. Our lighting is going to be permanently set up. So it's just turn it on, turn it off.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. And our tripod for our cameras there. We have another tripod over here. You might be able to see in frame. That's for our guest shot. And so it's easy for us now to just come up here, turn it on, and go.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the idea of like,
just make it easier on us because we're parents, we're tired. Yeah.
She's pregnant.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to think future wise too. Like we believe in this podcast and we think that it'll go somewhere one day, we hope. And we want to make sure that the production is there, the production value is there. And then it's just easy for us. So especially again, with her being pregnant and going to have a baby soon, we want it to be easy. Just set up and go and record a video. And talk about stuff whenever we felt like it. Oh, you had a bad day. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. And so I think we've accomplished that with this room. It's more or less the same setup. We have our computers and desks set up the same way we had it before. We have now our decorations up, so it's a lot more of our room now.
And a little bit more us.
Yeah, more us. And then again, space-wise, like people can walk in and out now. Like if the kids needed to barge in, or if our guests wanted to get up and grab a drink, we have now.
Or for editing, we have like little things where our kids or whoever's hanging out with us can relax while we're doing work.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really great example too. Yeah, if I'm on my desk editing, the kids had nowhere to sit here and bother me or whatever. But now they have the couch they can sit on, or she can sit on the couch and relax while I'm editing or something. We have the TV up in here too now, so that again, we can watch something together. I can edit something and be like, hey honey, what do you think about this edit? And we think that overall, I think it's just going to be better for us, and just more us and more very professional, not the correct word, but just it just feels right. It just feels good.
I like coming into our podcast room office.
Yeah,
area.
It didn't feel like a chore. It didn't, that was the thing. It felt like a chore in the other room. It was like, oh, we have to set this up. We have to put the lights, and we have to do this, and we have to make sure it's good. And then by the time you're done setting up, you don't want to talk, and that's what we didn't want. So now it's just easy. Plug in the mics, put in the SD card, set up the camera, turn on the lights. Done.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. And we hope you guys enjoyed this little behind the scenes.
We hope you enjoy the new setup. A little more us, I would say.
Yeah, so, more us.
Open. But yeah, just want to give you guys an update and, trying to show you guys what we're doing, little by little.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Yeah, we're putting a lot of effort into this. We're really hoping you guys appreciate it. We're hoping you guys are liking the podcast, and that's it. So if you guys have any comments or suggestions, maybe you have some tips for us on how to make it more productive, let us know. But other than that, thanks for stopping by.
We love talking to you.
Yes.
So, but yeah.
Let us know. Love you, babe.
I love you.
Bye.